Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Financial Fun Friday. Welcome, 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 everybody. Come on in the room. I am your co host, Darlene Jenkins, and my other co host,
Dr. Rita B. Rowland.
yes, Dr. Rita B. You don't be rolling, Mrs. Roland.
Right.
So we are your Financial Fun Friday team, and this podcast is being brought to you by ABS Retirement Solutions, where we're always bringing you what's new and what's next. So, for those of you that are just joining us for the very first time, this is a podcast where we generally do it live on the first and third Friday each and every month. We start off at 10 a.m. We know you watch us from all over the country. And so, during this broadcast, what we do is we just pull back the curtains, open them up, go over some of your retirement benefits that you have, give you some financial tools, tips, and strategies, just those nuggets to help you reach your financial destination. So, because we do know that you're watching us now, you may watch us later, you may watch us on Facebook, just drop in the comments and let us know where you are watching us from. Also, I would like for you to follow us on Instagram at ABS Retirement Solutions, and also over on our other platform, Facebook at Your AB Solutions. So don't forget, drop it in there and let us know where you are watching us from. So, Rita, this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and your Financial Fun Friday team, ABS Retirement Solutions, we, as I said, we like to, make sure we're giving you financial tips, tools, and strategies to help you even in times like this. So, we want to give you financial tips on how, if you get that call, you get that diagnosis that you or your loved ones have breast cancer or any cancer diagnosis, right, Rita? When you get that diagnosis, you got the diagnosis, but your family got the diagnosis as well. And so we just want to go over some things that can help you financially through that period. There are a lot of organizations out here. Rita, we were in the community last weekend, remember?
Yes.
Yes, in the community, because we are your community resource partners. We were in the Yes, we were in the community with Walk by Faith, Not by Sight. Shout out to Walk by Faith, Not by Sight, organization, that deals with breast cancer awareness and also provides support to them. So I'm going to share some information with you all on how, as we talk about breast cancer and all cancers and the financial impact it can have, right? Rita, we've both experienced this. I'm going to take this down for a second. We've both experienced a person in our family, several people in our family actually, having breast cancer. So let's talk a little bit about, what that diagnosis means from the financial aspect, because we know emotionally and mentally it's devastating.
So I will say I definitely had a sister-in-law passed away from cancer, but I probably with Darlene will go to, even though this is breast cancer awareness, I think just being aware of cancer in totality. So my mother died when I was 11. She was 34 years old of colon cancer, and she got that diagnosed when she was 31. And so when you think of cancer, it was not, I think what you said was so powerful. She didn't get the diagnosis, the entire family got the diagnosis. So we went from a middle class family, two jobs, two cars, kids and captain ballet to food stamps, simply because there was not enough money to really cover the expenses. My mother was a government employee, and I think this is a misconception too, where I work a job and I have health care. But that health care only paid for some of her health care. It did not pay those bills that my father couldn't afford. He had to take off work to take care of her, take her to doctor's appointment, try to take care of kids. We lost so much that we were now on food stamps My father couldn't really handle it. He already had some issues, drinking, but that took him to another level. And then we got a mother sick, a father's alcoholic, on way of, on food stamps. I don't want anybody to feel sorry, but not having what we're going to talk about is a real plan for the what ifs in life. We talk about that a lot. The what ifs in life, if you don't plan for them when they come, there is no plan. And so life changed for us, and we pretty much didn't have much of anything when it was all over, and we lost our mom to that cancer. So I believe having a plan, having insurance, having some supplements that would allow people, because there's one thing about it when you're sick, but there's another thing when you're worried about how you're going to pay them bills. I remember hustling at the Safeway because I needed money. I still was one of my now ladies in my Snicker bar. Okay, so we got the Safeway carrying bags because I wanted
Needs
my
don't
money.
stop.
And so I think it's very crucial in today's thing like this, that's happening a lot with people. So I think it's important to really understand how this works and how do you protect yourself, like you protect your cell phone, protect your car, protect your home. How do you protect the thing that can matter to you and your family the most? Your income, your peace of mind,
Your children, if you have children.
future, all of that could be lost when you don't have a plan.
Absolutely. So now I'm going to, excuse me, show my screen, and we want to just go over with you. Rita, a lot of people aren't even aware that there is a thing such as cancer insurance. Now, the time to get cancer insurance is before the diagnosis comes. Because when you have the diagnosis, you're already in the throes sometimes of experiencing that financial burden or the stress of having to be off, the things that your family has to go through. So, with the cancer coverage, it covers everything. It helps you, when you get a diagnosis, you often, some people are like, well, I want to get a second opinion, but will your health insurance pay for you to get a second opinion? That's where cancer insurance can come in. It can give you that peace of mind. And this is all money that comes to you. Yes, you have health insurance, and your health insurance will pick up a lot of those expenses. But there are expenses that your health insurance is not going to cover, such as if you have to, if you and your partner want to go out of state. There used to be, Rita, and I don't know what happened to these commercials, but it used to be the Cancer Centers of America up in Philadelphia. And that commercial, because they were healing people, and they had other locations. But I said to myself, if I ever get diagnosis, I'm going to the Cancer Centers of America in Philadelphia. And go ahead, Rita.
I'm gonna say that I've always said that's why I've had a cancer plan for over 20 years. And I got that cancer plan, Darlene, when I was 26, because I understood at a very young age that cancer didn't have age. My mother was 31. I had a friend when I was 12 who died at 12 of cancer. And, as we talk about it, my dad died of cancer. And so I don't claim to have anything from them, but I also want to make sure that I'm prepared for whatever could come. And I think the biggest issue that people, sometimes when we don't want to face a thing, we ignore it. But not facing it, ignoring it doesn't change the fact that if it comes. And so I don't want cancer. I ain't speaking nothing into existence, right? That's not even a real thing anyway. But what I am saying is that I'm not going to be prepared. So does that mean that's one meal out that I can go have out somewhere just to cover myself for my future? Is well worth that small price to pay to make sure that if I get sick, you, Bernard, possibly somebody going with me to that place to comfort me, so that as I go through anything, there's some support there and I can have the best care. Because it's one thing to have health insurance, but they don't cover everything, and cancer medicine is expensive. So even though you may have health insurance, there's still a big bill because it could be treatment bills costing $1,000.
Yes.
So
Yes,
Having something to
absolutely.
supplement you and to help cover you and your family. And like I always tell people, when you look here, it may be hard for you to see, there's multiple plans. And I am the girl who always tell you, we always want the Rolls Royce of everything, darling. Sometimes it's just the Ford Focus that'll help get you through. So maybe you can't get the Rolls Royce of the cancer plan, but you can get the Ford Focus. Something is better than nothing.
Absolutely, because these plans, and what Rita's alluding to, is that these plans you will get, depending on which plan you want to take advantage of, you can receive a lump sum payment of anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000, a lump sum payment. There are different types of cancer plans. I have both. I have a first diagnosis lump sum plan that if I'm diagnosed, I'm going to receive $40,000. Then I have the other plan, which is what we're showing you here. Upon my diagnosis, I'm going to get another $10,000 from that plan. And then it helps me with my travel, lodging. And I got it when my daughter was young because I'm like, I'm going to need some money to still pay for her child care. I may need somebody to come in and help me. And when you get that lump sum, as we said, your health insurance is going to pay for certain things, but your health insurance doesn't pay for your partner to be off work. And what if they don't have any leave? Or if you need somebody, to come in? I know when I've had family members that went through the cancer diagnosis, my aunt, and, she lost her battle. But, my cousins, they had to take off work sometimes to, help her because going through that chemotherapy, and it affects everybody differently, right? And everybody has a different level of need. But when you have that money that's there to help you, you can then, as Rita said, focus on you. Because when you are sick and you're worrying about how we're going to pay these bills, oh, my spouse, my boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever you have, if you're unmarried, who's going to be assisting you? If you're a single parent, that child still needs to go on. And I want to read you some statistics that I have here. And this isn't just for women. Men have about a 50% chance in their lifetime of developing cancer. A lot of men, they don't talk about this, and they're starting to now advertise and speak up on this, but men develop breast cancer also.
Uh,
They develop breast cancer as well. And so men have a 50% chance during their lifetime of developing cancer, prostate cancer, or breast cancer. And women, of course, our risk is even higher. And people say, oh, well, nobody in my family has ever been diagnosed with cancer until somebody in your family is, or you. There's always going to be a first, and it could be you or someone else. Cancer isn't always hereditary, but sometimes that breast cancer, right, Rita, that can be hereditary. And these type of plans also just, will help you with screenings, travel, lodging, food, coming in, like I said, having somebody to come in and just clean up for you. Even if it's a family member, we want to give them a little something, right?
I was going to say that the screening part was important because my mother died so young. Colon cancer screening started at 50, but for me and Robert, we had to start at 35. And instead of going every 5 years like we do at 50, we had to go every 3 years. So now I'm at 58. I've had about 7 or 8 colon screenings just because of the fact that we had that in our family. So the I think the thing too is to be screened and to know that even this will give you a reimbursement for that screening. And I think it's so important. And Darlene, you said
I'm sorry, say it.
sometimes it's not just about the treatment. It's about that Petco bill. It's about that mortgage payment. Because sometimes if you sit, you use up all your leave just going to the doctor and dealing with it. And then all of a sudden, it is the real cancer. That is the thing that you got to get surgery for. It could be some people come back in a month or two, but some people out for 6 months to a year. That's a lot of leave you have to have. but the mortgage company got sympathy. They may put one or two on the back end, but everybody wants their money. And so to have something, this may not even cover your care. For me, I didn't think about the care. I thought about what's going to help me sustain myself and have the quality of care that I need so that I can get healed and well. And so it's really it's important to understand it and to understand not having it could be an impact, right? So here's the case, y'all. We know everybody's not going to get cancer, but if you think about where we are today, this radiation and cell phones and GMOs and food and all kind of dyes, all kind of stuff happening, we got a greater chance of what's even in our environment to get cancer, not hereditary. How about the air we breathe in, these phones, this radiation, like it's
Yes.
a whole bunch of other things that we got to contend with that our grandparents did not as a result. It's not even about genes anymore. It's about where we are in this time and in this season as it relates to our health. We live in long, so they're not necessarily out them doing things to make you live long. So what's in these things that we live long with?
Exactly. And Rita, a lot of people know about my mom's story, my caregiving story, but my mother was diagnosed with uterine cancer. That's really when everything
Yep.
started, when she was diagnosed with uterine cancer. And her form of uterine cancer was so rare at that time, they didn't have a study. It was either you're going to live or you're going to die. That's how aggressive it was, because the cells spread and would go to the other organs and metastasize, and then that was it. They couldn't even get a study. And I tried to get my mom to get a cancer policy because she was a smoker. She was a smoker, Rita. And
Yes,
and
Brittany,
we,
go back. I'm gonna spank her if she comes back. I'm gonna spank Francie.
yes, I'm like,
Stubborn.
Mom, you smoke. You're a smoker. You know, the Surgeon General said smoking is the leading cause of lung cancer. I didn't say that. That's what the Surgeon General said. Where are those commercials now, too? But anyway, I digress. And so she would not get it. She did not get it. But my dad, when I talked to him, my stepdad, he was my dad. And he said, okay, I'll get it. My mother was actually offended that I even brought up about her getting a cancer policy. But he was like, yeah, Francine, if something happens, we're going to need that money. So he got the cancer policy and added the family, which meant adding my mother. And she got a 50% benefit. He was paying for it. He had the $50,000 policy. And when my mother got that diagnosis, she said to me, oh, well, can I get the cancer policy? I said, you have the diagnosis. It's too late. You can't get it once you have it. The time to get a cancer policy is before the diagnosis. And when I tell you, so we were able to make the claim for my mother. My mother was paid that, well, it went to my dad, which came into the house for the cancer policy. But as a result, because it was prolonged, Rita, because it was a rare form, she kept rejecting the chemotherapy. I didn't even know it was different types of chemotherapy at that time. Everything was new to me.
Right.
But she rejected 3 different types. And when I tell you I was praying, because I'm like, it's either you're going to live or you're going to die, and she can't even get the treatment so that she can live, have the 50-50 chance. But God is good,
Yes,
because
he is.
even though she didn't, she never took chemo. She could not take it. And she made it. She made it. She was on the other end, but having that money to come in, I was able to, take her, because I was self-employed. If I don't work, I don't get paid. So that money helped me. They were able to give me some money. So I know the importance of it. And these are things that we oftentimes, don't think about how it's going to impact the rest of the family. But this is a group diagnosis,
Yeah.
and just having that extra support and the money coming in to relieve that financial pressure, because it is pressure on you. And that's why people, even at the event, they were like, oh yeah, I need this. Oh, everything you're saying is true. So we just wanted to bring you this information to let you know that there is a such thing as the cancer coverage. And even though you may have heard about cancer coverage, hopefully we've given you some reasons to reach out to us, 301-577-6340. And let's talk about how a cancer policy for about $1 a day, or maybe even less, Rita, depending on, which plan you want. These plans are so affordable, and the outcome that you and your family can experience is worth that $1 a day.
Yes. And only thing I would add to that, that in addition to the cancer plans, we have critical illness plans, because for some people it could be stroke, it could be a heart attack, it could be some other catastrophic illnesses that hit you that you may bounce back from, but that doesn't mean you won't be out 6 months to a year and need some supplemental income or insurance to help get you through it. So whether it's a cancer plan or catastrophic or chronic illness, we have several different supplemental plans to accent what we have in healthcare. So please reach out. Don't take this for granted, because if you wait until you get it, it won't be an option.
Absolutely. So we thank you. If you have any questions, please send us a comment. You can email us. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. You can reach out and call us. That's on the screen. We are your Financial Fun Friday team, your community resource partners here at ABS Retirement Solutions. We want to thank you for joining us. Don't forget to let us know where you are watching us from. Hit the like and subscribe so you'll always know when we're bringing you what's new and what's next in the financial services industry. So thank you, everyone. Make it a great weekend on purpose. Rita?
Yes. And for all you ladies that are going to be in the area, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow at the DoubleTree Hotel for Savvy Women Invest on Purpose. We're going to have a wonderful time with a special guest hanging out with me, Dr. Lisa Thompson. So come on out, you guys, and let's talk about being savvy.
On purpose. All right, you all. Have a great weekend.